Hi, middle schoolers. I'm going to show you how to do some resist painting today with very little materials. Even if you have no paints at home, you can still do some painting. So you are going to need some paper, preferably something a little bit heavyweight to hold up to the paint. But if you don't have that, any kind of paper will do. You're going to need a few crayons, or I have some oil pastels here. Either one of those will work. You're also going to need some Crayola washable markers and some kind of plastic lid. This came off a container of clay. You might have a plastic lid like from a yogurt container or from some other kind of food container at your house. So look in your recycling a little bit. I also have brushes, a little glass of water here. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's see, I'll do a little bit with my oil pastel and a little bit with my crayons here so we can kind of see both. So I'm going to get out a blue crayon and I'm just going to draw some designs on this paper. I am pressing down with my crayon pretty hard and I'm making some nice thick lines here. I've got some thick wavy lines going on. Okay, so here's that. That's with my crayon. And I'm going to add a few circles here with my oil pastels. I'm going to add another line here, maybe a few more lines over to the side. Here's how mine is looking so far. I'm going to add a few more details here, just trying to fill up some of that space with the pastel or the crayon. Okay, so this is how my designs are looking right here. So now this is the cool part where you make your own paint. You're going to take your plastic lid and pick a color marker, washable marker, and you're just going to draw just color back and forth with your washable marker. We're just trying to get some of that ink to sit on top of our plastic. So there's my blue marker right there, and because it is, the plastic is not gonna soak up any of that ink, I got a little water on my brush. You can see what I'm doing. I am just picking up that ink onto my brush and I am painting that right over my resist that I made with the crayons or oil pastels. So of course you're not going to get super dark colors with this, but you can see, might be hard to see on the camera, but that's my blue right there. I'm going to see if I can make maybe a darker one with purple so you guys can see it better. I can see the blue sitting here, but it's a little hard to see on the screen. So here I just kind of scribbled with my purple, taking my brush, getting that purple wet with the brush, and making my paint. It's a really light purple. I don't know if you guys can see that any better, but there is some purple in there. So obviously if you have some paint at home, you really don't need to go to this step, but it's kind of fun to know a way to make your own paint and a fun way to experiment while you're at home. Another great way to make your own paint is actually to take the markers when they're all dried up. Just take the lid off and let these markers soak in a little jar of water, and the rest of the ink that's in that ink cartridge that's inside here will get pulled out, and you'll actually have some really nice liquid watercolors to use. My kids and I did that a few days ago, and we're actually still using the watercolors, and they're nice and bright. So definitely something I would do again. You can actually pull with a pair of pliers, you can pull this this bottom part of the marker off, and inside it is a little foam ink cartridge. If you take that out and let that soak in the water, you can get even more ink out. But if you don't want to undertake that project, all you have to do is let old dried up markers soak in a little jar of water, and you'll have your own paint. So here's some pink, blue, and purple paint. I know it's hard to see in this lighting on the screen. But if you have your own paint, like I said, you don't have to do this. But what I want you to do is try some resist with your crayon or oil pastels, and then make your own paint or use paint that you have at home. It should be watercolor paint, so you can add a background to that. If you can make 5 or 6 of these, then we'll be able to use them for our next project next week, which is going to be a collage project. So I hope you have fun creating your own paint. Let me know how it goes. All right, see you guys soon.